The Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Not your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny, but funny.
Welcome back. I am Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start the show. How you feeling today?
I'm good, man. I got my Talking Heads tea.
We see you. We see it.
Yeah, we gotta get descriptive for the non-viewers. You know how they had the little. Not your average Joseph is wearing a Talking Heads tee that features Marvin. It's not your average Joseph's face.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's just you need to tell you the room is lightly shaded.
Was it describe audio?
Yeah, describe audio. Yeah.
Be like, the pot is boiling.
Yeah.
I was like,
okay. I was wondering what was whistling in the background.
There's
The pot's boiling.
There's lots going on. Yeah, no, I'm my uniform.
You got your uni?
What's up?
I'm gonna get you a monogram shirt for Christmas.
A monogram? What the hell is that?
Yeah. You know that with they're going.
Oh,
MH on it. I mean,
yes.
I'm gonna get you one.
Yeah.
Then that's gonna be a uni.
That'll be my damn uniform and shit like that. I own that. I have no problem owning that. To the folks new to this, welcome. To the regular degulars, we missed you. All streaming platforms, even more streaming platforms possible. Shout out to Amazon.
Shout out to Amazon.
Shout out to Amazon Music.
Shout out to Podvine.
Yeah.
Listen, Podvine, listen. You don't know. We thank you right now because you put us onto some shit that if it wasn't for you, we probably wouldn't know.
Not your average is a little teed off right now, but there's therapy sessions for that, and there's Patreons for that.
We'll let you know. I still have a few discussions to have before I have this real discussion to really find out what happened. But yeah, we'll leave it right there.
Search Podical Sons Podcast, podicalsons.com.
And listen, if you so happen to roll upon us with the image in the black suits,
still going in.
I gotta know. Let them know when they search. If you roll upon the image of us in the black suits, that's not the one you're looking for. You're looking for the one with me in the baseball cap, Marvin the gray sweater, and I'm just, kind of, Dougie Fresh, old school pose in front of Marvin. Marv got the smile on, right? So that's the correct one.
I have pseudo-bulbar effect. I just like to laugh. I have a laughing disorder. Please don't judge. So I laugh in damn near every photo. I was laughing in another photo too, so you got to be descriptive in that one.
This is true. Just avoid the black suits altogether.
Oh my gosh. That was a nice photo.
It is. It's a classic. But if it's tied to the podcast, that's not the one you want.
You got that off your chest? Feel better?
I feel better. Listen.
You want a woosah?
All on the YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell that lets you know that we dropped a new episode. And watch out for the shorts, man. The shorts is picking up steam and it's running away from us. I can't catch up.
Yes,
I can't catch up.
Facts. All right, man. Let's get to the polls. To the polls. Oh shit, midterms are coming up in America and everything. People running to the polls. Voting here too. It's a party, man. It's a party. Everybody get to the polls. Strippers get to the polls. Gangsters grab the polls. So first poll. Could ambition be taught? So we had this previous discussion and stuff.
Right.
Like, can't remember what exactly we were talking about, but we go there. On this show, we go there.
We go there.
And we went to that place and stuff like that. So when we polled the question, 57% said yes, ambition can be taught.
Okay.
How do you feel about it? Are you still on the yes side?
I'm still on the yes side.
Okay.
Yeah. I still feel like it can be taught. I would like to go over it again, but that would not be an incentive for you guys to go listen to last week's episode if you didn't check it out. So I think I want to incentivize people to actually go.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to reiterate it. If you're a casual listener, you know.
Yesterday's show is not today's show. Facts.
My position's still the same.
Position's still the same. My position's still the same and
Okay,
stuff.
all right,
I'm
all
still on the no side and stuff
Right.
like that, right?
Were you shocked about the outcome?
Was I shocked about it?
Yeah.
Low key, no.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. I think part of the reason why stuff is I understood where you were coming from
Right.
when you were explaining it.
Yeah.
But I looked at it where, how do you quantify like a person's ambition?
Right.
Right. So
Right.
I never, when we spoke about on that show, last show,
Yeah.
I never really put a chance to kind of quantify it and stuff like. So I actually went to look at the actual definition
Right.
of ambition and everything, because we spoke about which is better to have potential or ambition.
Right.
And remember, potential is more of like the thought and the action stuff, and you can see the thought and the actions of the person and stuff like that. But the person has to have the ambition on their own.
Right.
So it kind of stemmed back from there. To me, I look at it where you can have a clean cut, simple life.
Mm-hmm.
You want a wife. So you want to be a husband. You want to be a father.
Yeah.
You want to work a full-time job and help provide in your household.
Right.
Right? Those are your 4 goals. Ambition to me is more like your goal. Now, if you do anything else past those marks, like after you achieve those goals
Yeah.
and everything like that, and you start adding on more and more goals,
Yeah.
you're an ambitious person.
Yeah. Mhm.
If you have let's say if I have an ambition and stuff said, I want a girlfriend,
Mhm.
right? I want a girlfriend. I get a girlfriend. That goal is met.
Right.
If it turns out like I want to make her to a fiance, that's the ambition now. Because now it's now building upon that. But it's
Right.
kind of like I'm there. I even said so I got into several conversations with several people and stuff. People coming to from DM,
Yeah.
personal and everything like that.
Right.
Oh, describe video. Marvin smiling, moving his head like Stevie Wonder.
Like Stevie Wonder.
I'm gonna say this. It is when we post the questions, they are not directed to anybody, nor there isn't a right or wrong to it.
Right.
It's perspective and point of view.
And if you get into your feelings over it, listen.
There's therapy. There's therapists for that.
Listen. Yes. We can only do so much for you.
Yo, man, people came at my neck. They're like, so you saying I don't have no ambition? I'm like, no one said that. No one said you didn't have any ambition. But I'm like, if your goals and stuff are set limited, I know I'm an ambitious person.
Right. Yeah.
I know once I get to a marker and stuff, contrary to what anybody believes, we've been winning with this podcast.
Yeah.
We've been winning with this podcast, and that's the reason why Smooth is upset about people trying to mimic and copy and fuck up some of the stuff and everything. But we've been winning with this podcast and stuff, and you gotta look at it. We have so many W's and stuff when it comes to the podcast.
Right.
But we're still going beyond that.
Of course, and there's still levels that even though we've achieved, there's still stuff that we know that we can achieve that we're stretching for.
And that's we're an ambitious team.
Right.
This is an ambitious business, whatever, right? From the merch to like the Associated Sons to all that type of stuff. It wasn't like that in the beginning.
Nah.
In the beginning, it was a straight, clean cut, basic. Hell, the first episode was less than an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look where we are now, right? Ambition is a desire and a goal. Once you met that goal, if you build onto it, you're an ambitious person. People, they're trying to slide in and trying to be in and stuff. And I'm like, no, it's okay. I think people have a problem with the word like settling and content, like,
And being content.
Yeah, like content is like a problem and stuff to certain type of people.
I mean, we had a conversation and I think people have a problem with basic.
Yeah. Basic, like those type of words and stuff like that. But I don't want to blame social media because everybody wants to blame social media for everything. But I want to look at them like, where did human beings get to this point where something's wrong with being normal or regular? Because and the reason why I say I don't want to blame social media, but it's like there's things on social media or the internet.
Yeah.
If you want motivation to say like you're a star, you're the shit, or you're this, you're that, and the third,
right?
It's out there for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For me, I don't really see the dark stuff too much, but I know the dark stuff is out there.
It
like,
exists. Yeah.
I see some shit like sometimes crying in the shower doesn't help for like 30 minutes or some shit. I was like, damn, who hurt you?
Damn.
But I'm like, ambition, I think people, I feel that's why I say I'm not shocked, because people misused ambition.
The word, all right.
And they kind of look at this stuff as word like inspiration.
I can see that.
Inspiration could be taught.
I can see that.
Inspiration and stuff is kind of like but it's to what you're throwing.
Right.
My example, kid. You and I, we spoke about this. You have a badass kid and you're trying to do everything for this kid. Get him into like a sports, swimming, after school program or something. And the kid said, no, fuck off.
Right.
Basically and stuff like that, right? You do everything you could at the kid.
Yeah.
Your ambition is this kid's gonna be great and problem free and stuff for that. That's not he or she's dream.
Right.
They need their own fire, that ambition to say like, yo, this is what I want to focus on. This is I want to get good or get right.
Yeah.
That's on that person.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can teach that. You can provide things. You can show them ways.
Yeah.
But it's up to them. You can bring the horse to the water. You can't force a horse to drink.
Yeah. I think that was. Go back quickly just to make this point. Go watch the episode, man. I think that's what I was saying when later on, some people don't get that till later on in their life when they find out, okay, you know what, this is what I was meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do I get to this space? So now, okay, it takes schooling. Okay, I gotta go back to school.
That's part of your that's part of your ambition.
Right. You go back to school.
Because your goal is to that point.
Right.
And everything you're doing to add on and then what and then what and then what, that's your ambition.
To get to that point.
That's the ambitious.
Yeah.
That's the ambitious portion.
Yeah.
Because once you hit that roadblock, you can stop.
You can stop.
You can stop.
You can't stop.
But you keep going.
The ambition can happen. The ambition can stop.
Mm-hmm.
Or it can continue with something else. It's just like how you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I reached that goal. But you know what? This goal, I'm on a platform where everybody else is now.
Mm-hmm.
But I can be on this other platform. And I've never really gotten that. Like, you know, millionaires who get to a certain point and realize I still ain't got enough money to buy that private island.
Mm-hmm.
So now I want that private island. It's the ambition.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ambition. You got a mansion. You can be satisfied with the mansion.
Yeah, one, two, but they want no. I want
But you see the private island.
And they want the island.
Now you want the island. That's a different plateau you got to get to.
You're an ambitious person.
There you go.
And I think that's what I'm saying. Like, ambitious person is with the multiples.
Yeah.
And that's why I was trying to quantify it as stuff. I'm like, yo, if you have one or two goals that you have to meet, that doesn't make you an ambitious person. You just have to meet these goals or these criteria for set reasoning. Yeah. And everybody's driven for some different things, right? Your happiness and my happiness are two different things.
I think two people come to mind. Sir Richard Branson.
Okay.
And
you put the sir on there. Woo. Yes, sir.
And the owner for the Mavericks. What's his name?
Oh my gosh. I can't believe his name is slipping.
Mark Cuban. Mark
Cuban. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they're goal driven. And they meet goals and then they're not satisfied. They want to do something else.
And keep going. And keep going. And some people and stuff like, yeah. You want to make $100,000 a year. You make the $100,000. Do you do anything with the $100,000 and stuff like, or you just feel comfortable just having it in the bank? If you feel comfortable,
that's fine.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Wrong with
if you have it and you keep it in the bank, you've met your ambition.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
If you say you're gonna take this portion of this money, invest this, open up a business with this, and and save the rest, you're an ambitious person. Because you hit your goal and now you're saying, and then what?
And then what?
Damn it. Please let me live. But it's, like I said, there's still no right or wrong.
Still
no right or wrong.
Not at all. Not at all.
Because I haven't seen, like, I want to say, me personally, I went to, like my tree analogy. I don't remember what episode that was, but it's one of them in the back, though. But I was saying, like, yeah, there's this one big-ass tree, I feel like, in my world. And God tell everybody, yo, go get your gift.
Yeah.
Go get your gift and everything like that. But a lot of people get to their gift before others, and now motherfuckers are looking at stuff and saying, like, oh, Smooth is a producer, and he makes fire beats. I know how to do a little ones and twos. Nah, man. That's your gift.
Yeah.
That's your gift.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You're not teaching me the ambition and stuff. You can teach me how to make the beats and stuff that are probably similar to yours and everything like that.
Right.
My ambition and stuff is probably to be a great producer overall.
Right.
And I have to learn the mechanics and dynamics from everywhere and stuff like that. That's the ambition.
Yeah.
Right? But if I'm going, I take lesson from you, I take lesson from Timberland, take lesson from Pharrell. Do I say old Kanye?
You can say old Kanye.
Yeah,
old Kanye.
he got a few lawsuits and copyright infringement shit. Whatever. Let's go to the current Kanye, the Ye. But you learn from these people,
Right.
to kind of get your shit a little bit better and all the above, because your overall goal is to be the best.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. All right. Next poll is: should parents buy their teens contraception? 70% is for the yes side.
It's good.
How you feel about that? You buying?
I feel like it's make it available.
What does that mean?
I'm like I would like maybe like have like a ball and put them in there and then just let my kids know, say, listen, at some point you're gonna have sex, right? It's natural. It's human. I'm not gonna be here to shame and wag my finger at you, right? But at the same time, I want you to understand the consequences, right? And protect yourself at all costs. So this is here. This ball with these contraceptives is here. When I see it start to get low, I'll top it back up. But I'm not asking no questions. And I'm not saying anything. And the reason why I would do it like that way, because I still feel like it's still an uncomfortable thing.
Yeah, it's still kind of taboo some places.
Between parent and child, right? So I don't want you to feel like you have to come and ask me to buy you anything. And I don't want to ever say, after this conversation, I don't want to ever say, hey, you're going out? Remember, there's condoms in the bowl for you. You know what I mean? No, you know it's there, and it's there for that particular purpose. And if I see it starting to go down, I'm not questioning it. I know you're protecting yourself, and I'm leaving it at that.
Okay.
I'll fill it back up.
What about birth control for your daughter?
Birth control for my daughters? What? I don't know if I would necessarily need to do that. I would, again...
You run with the condoms?
Provide the contraceptives. And during that first speech, just, you understand? Let them know what the options are. Because
okay, right.
I probably can't go and get the pill for you. That might have to be prescribed by your doctor. So I would let you know, okay, if this is not your route, maybe you might want to be the pill. But again, now that becomes something between you and your doctor to discuss. Right?
Well, man, I seen a video one time online.
Yeah.
And it was funny as hell where it was a Jamaican mom.
Right.
And she went with her daughter. So and the doctor is there in the office and stuff, whatever, right? So the doctor's like, oh, are you sexually active? And the daughter's like, what? Because the mom is there, right? Yeah. He's like, you're deaf? She asked me if you're a fuck. I was
Talk up.
And I was like, hey, yo. I was like, I don't think they had a Birds of the Bees combo and stuff if the mom is already irate like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, for me, salute to my mom. It's like we've been having this convo from like early in the game. Like I want to say my mother's side of the family, early in the game, where hell, one of my best friends and stuff, he even said he never got the Birds and Bees talk from his parents.
Yeah.
He's got it from my mom. I'm like, when did my mom do that shit? He's like, all the time she used to talk to you out loud.
Yeah.
I was just taking notes.
I was just overhearing him.
He was taking notes. Cause he's like, because I think my mom, she said, she's like, yo, if you go to jail for killing somebody, robbing a bank, selling drugs and all that type of stuff, whatever, like, yo, I'll come see you and shit like that, whatever. I'll try my best to make sure, and do what you do, but you got to be responsible for what you've done. She's like, the day I hear you beat a woman, you hit a woman, or you rape a woman, forget you have a mother.
Yeah.
Right? So other than that, like, we've always had, like, she's always had these talks. She's like, yo, no means no. She's like, old school Jamaican mom, she's like, yo, take some cold water, run it on your cocky, Go home. All right. Cocky means dick.
I was about to say, cocky's an extension of cock, dick, penis,
Schlong.
shaft.
There's a lot of names for
There's a
dick.
lot of names. There's a lot of names.
Are there more names for dicks than it is for vagina?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
All right.
Come on. Okay, let's go.
Give me 5 names for vagina off head.
Cooch,
Panani.
panani, beaver, cunt,
Cunt. Ooh, yeah.
Pussy.
All right. So let me say taco.
So we had 6 right now.
Vag. Flower.
Flower.
Wait,
which fruit is it?
is it a fruit? Peach?
Is it the peach?
Is it peach ass?
I don't know, but I think peach is ass.
Peach's ass?
Peach is ass. Maybe there's not a fruit for it. I thought there was a
So I thought peaches and cream was what? It was like, I thought, bro, ass and cream?
It's ass.
When you think about it, though.
Okay, so we're at 8. We were at 8.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like, the wildest, I was at a gas station.
Right.
I was at a gas station and stuff, and I think I was on one side and somebody else was on another side. And I guess another person, the way they parked to pump their gas and the way the person was coming in, they're like, fuck, I can't do anything and stuff, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So the person came out the car, tried to gauge to see if they could pull, like, the gas thing to the gas pump to the car.
Right.
They're like, I gotta wait for this fuck stick to move up their car. I was like, he's like, yeah. I was like, I don't know what a fuck stick is, though. Is that a dick or is that a dildo? He's like, it could be both. I was like, new one for the books.
New one for the books. So there you have it, folks. Add that one to
So I was like, oh,
add that
okay.
one to the list of names.
I think for me, parents need to have the conversation.
Yeah.
And contraception should come into play.
Yeah.
The wildest thing is stuff, I think, sometime September, I went somewhere, like a gathering, like a little quick one-off little gathering. And there was an OG dude there, and he's in his 50s. He's like in his early 50s, and he's there talking about how he just got gonorrhea. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, how are you 50 still catching STDs or STI? Like, because it's baffling to me and stuff, whatever, right? Because I'm looking like, all right, say you don't got no stable boo.
Yeah.
And everything. And which he doesn't, whatever. He's an older G and he's smashing like younger chicks and stuff, whatever, right? Younger chicks and stuff because, he has money and they want money. But I'm like, you don't think to use condoms on them? But the earlier these things are introduced into your world,
right,
it's kind of like I'm not saying you if your parents throw the condoms in front of you, but at least the concept of it and stuff is at least enrooted there.
Right.
And it's kind of like you don't fall too far off from what you already know.
Yeah.
Right? So I think a person like him or other people and stuff that might be in that kind of world, I don't think contraceptives were like, I don't want to say given, but even like really talked about too much. Just kind of just went at it.
I think because I never got to talk. Like all the education that I got basically was...
Were you a raw dog champ?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah. Like, but the education that I got was basically... I grew up in a time where condoms were the thing. Like, ain't nobody was trying to catch STDs. So you wore a condom.
Yeah, because AIDS popped up heavy in like mid 80s, right?
Right.
Mid 80s to like,
so there was, so the education, I think when I was growing up, the education was more on the forefront because parents weren't talking to their kids about that, right? So you're one generation after me. So I can see it now coming, being preached to your generation. But mine was just pretty much, learn as we go. I remember the first time my dad found a condom in my room. I used to have this, Jack Daniels used to come in this black cylinder case.
Okay.
Right? And I used to have the cylinder case and I used to put like my condoms and I used to have like a little barber blade. I used to put all my stuff in there that was kind of, that I deemed sketchy. I would put in this case, right? So one day my father was cleaning my room and I seen him pick up the thing. I seen him, do one of these tilts and everything just slid out. I was like, so a condom slid into his hand. He's like, what's this? French letter? And I'm like, I've never heard that term used before in my entire life, but I figured it's got to be some old school description for a condom.
Were the French people the only ones using condoms?
I don't know.
Where did that just come from?
So he just looked at me, gave me one of these, and then he just slid everything back into my container, and that was it. That was the talk.
Why do people call condoms
French letters?
Oh shit! Google. Young men on the grand tour often enclosed them in a message and sent them home. So I guess they would throw them in the letters and stuff like that. Like, hey, just to let you know.
Just save this. I'm coming home soon.
For later. I want to save her. The taste for later. French letters. Oh, it's an UK thing too. It's a UK thing.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's where my father picked it up from.
Well, yeah.
When he was in the UK.
French letters, British English for slang for condoms. Yeah.
I was like, huh? French letter?
Yeah. I was like, you just blew my mind. Like, what the fuck is a French letter? I was like, you had a pen pal? Cause remember, pen pals was popping back then. Now pen pals they're called DMs.
Yeah. Shit.
All right. So yes, I would buy my kids.
Yeah.
I would buy my kids condoms.
Yeah.
And birth controls and stuff if need be and stuff like that. I have that conversation, that talk and stuff with them. Because for me, I feel like the fact that, when you still have to, tell a kid what to do, like to eat, what to eat and all that type of stuff. I want to say not saying they're looking for a regimen and stuff for them, but some kind of structure.
Yeah.
Some kind of structure. And the structure and stuff for like to protect yourself and self-care and self-love, I think that's no harm and stuff in that.
No.
You're certain about yourself. You're not too sure about the other person and stuff like that.
Right.
And whatever they may bring.
And they can always say whatever they can say.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Me, I stand by it firm and true. I've only slept with 2 women because condoms and stuff don't count. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud.
How many condoms you slept with?
That's not your business. I bought a few French letters in my time.
I'm a condom lover.
I've had a few French letters in my time. But I mean, yeah. We. They covered the wee.
They covered the wee.
They covered the wee, man. Let's get to some shit. I want to talk about Alex Jones, though. Let's talk about this Alex Jones thing.
Jones. Hey, listen, man. If you're a conspiracy nut, Alex Jones. I think he's been going since what? Early 80s?
For years. For decades.
Yeah, this dude's been around like VHS tapes. This dude's been.
Yeah, I think the InfoWars thing and stuff like that is just more modern.
Right.
Because I guess now like they can monetize and stuff well with that.
Yeah.
With that zone. So I think maybe that's the reason why they want the $965 million.
Almost a billion.
But like this, when I seen that, instantaneously I went straight in my pocket for my phone. I was at work when I seen it, when they said, the decision has been made.
Right.
The verdict is in.
Right.
He has to pay for this. And I was like, how much is Alex Jones worth? Because of the InfoWars and everything, it's worth $270 million.
Okay.
That and all the other things stuff he does.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So I said, okay, fair. Now I remember there was a parent from Texas with this first Sandy Hook, or like around the beginning parts of the Sandy Hook thing and stuff saying, because they used to live by Sandy Hook.
Right.
And they left and they moved to Texas to kind of start a new life because they lost their child and everything like that. And they sued for $50 million.
Right.
Right. And or like 40, like almost $50 million. I think like 46 million or something like that.
Yeah.
And they won.
Okay. So he was already
Yeah.
He was already on the books for 50 mil.
Yeah. So he was already on the books at 50 mil. So, okay, let's say 270 mil, whatever, you know, give or take, because this is network kind of stats and everything. Mm-hmm. I want to say, let's say he at least has like 130 mil to himself.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, you take a 50 mil hit. That's a battle right there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm like, shit, that's heavy in the game. It's 46 mil. I'm like, heavy. Then you have these ones, I think it's like 18 families or something, 15 to 18 families. Can't remember the numbers and stuff, whatever. But just basically saying like some ranges from like 9
Right.
to like 18 mil.
Right.
With the different lawsuits and stuff with us. So now you multiply that by the numbers and shit. So you get this high ass number coming up.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm looking like, bruh. How you gonna get this money? Like, it's not my business, but I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
This is the world of business, and this is why we have incorporations.
It's true.
Yeah.
But I look at it where conspiracy theorists, you got to be prepared to stand by what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. You got to.
You have to be prepared by stand by for what you're saying. Because, like, if you jump out the window, like, I feel like even things that we say here and everything,
Yeah.
it won't be foreign or benign. Like I said, when people say, like, oh, you know, when they lay death threats in my DM and everything like that, or they want to come at me and cuss me like, you stupid, that's not how you say it in French and all that. I think it is though. You just enunciate it right.
It
By the way,
was enunciated wrong. That's
but it is because when I even looked at it and stuff too, I was like, damn, these guys are some haters though. I was like, but the fact you had the time to type out the hate, appreciate that means you love us.
Yeah, that means and it went viral. Thank you.
But I'm looking at them like, be prepared to stand by with what you say.
Right.
Because even if I want to say, defamation lawsuits still go out.
Mm-hmm.
Still go out, whatever, right? Like if we talk zesty and stuff, whatever, like I talk zesty and stuff about, like, I want to say a few people. I can't even mention like one. I have mad love and support and stuff for Tom Brady. But, there's other people and stuff. I'm like, like they might come and like, hey, Podical sons, motherfuckers out here talking zesty.
Yeah.
Here's a subpoena for you and everything like that. Be like, I'm a feed my family, please. I can only afford these payments. And then that's it, right? But people, they're not standing by what they're saying and they're trying to deflect like they never said it.
Right.
And the internet don't forget shit.
No. It's just amazing to me. It's just amazing to me when they want to make a point out of somebody or something, they'll go all in for it, right? Because
you have to create an example.
Yeah, because but this is what I'm saying. They choose when and when not to, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you look at Alex Jones and you say that 275 mil or everything overall just
270 mil, yeah,
right. So 900 mil is something that's never gonna be possible, right? You put it there, fine. But even if you had said, let's say 100 mil, right? That you could probably go after right away and start putting money in these people's pockets who've been affected, right? Mm-hmm. That would probably make sense in a short term, right? It's not what you're asking for, but it's still more than what any of those would receive, correct, right? Then we look at companies like pharmaceuticals, right? Mm-hmm. Well, we know they do mad damage, right? They do mad damage. But you never put it at a price where the example is set for them. Because you find them 10 million, motherfuckers don't care. They make 100 million. You know what I mean? You never find them enough where it affects their bottom line and where they feel like they have to change their ways. No. To them, it's just a cost of doing business. Mm-hmm. Right? Maybe we start giving those companies these Alex Jones type of things so they can start thinking differently on how to behave and how to do
I think they do. It's just that a lot of times the stuff, who was saying this? Like, I think this is when the Martin Scorsese thing was popping off.
Right.
Because I think his drug was like 800 a pill or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was like some ridiculous numbers and everything. And I asked that question and stuff too. And they said there's tons of pharmaceutical companies and stuff. I even asked at work at the hospital. They said there is actually they gave me a website. I gotta find it. I'll get back to you and stuff with it. It's
at just work. Lists.
Which companies are under fire for which drug and all that type of stuff.
Right.
Because eventually, being in the pharmaceutical world, they let us know and stuff that like, hey, this shit right here is now recalled, or hey, this shit is causing problems.
Right.
If you have this, please take this off your shelves.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the recalls and stuff come in like a dime a dozen. Like we're saying, like I'm gonna say even like within pharmacy, probably like there's like 2 recalls this week for meds. Now we might not carry the meds at our hospital,
Right,
But the companies,
yeah,
it happens often, and that's what I'm saying. The recall could be something poisonous, or something went wrong, or it's just like overall damaging.
right,
So if it's overall damaging, you know a lawsuit's going out,
right,
and that's what I'm saying. But like it's just kind of like how many people has it like affected to the point where, quote unquote, class action.
Class action, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where it gets catastrophic and stuff, whatever. When it's class action.
Because I'm assuming this 900 mil, that's a class action.
From the 15 to 18 families and stuff that are part of that lost
the
people
original
descending.
family is not a part of this.
What, that first 15?
Yeah, they can no longer be a part of it because they had a separate
because
case.
they already that's already solved and resolved.
Right.
So that's the thing. Right? Like these things do go out, but it's just that what are you looking for? The internet will provide you whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
It will support your case. So if you actually like go up, we looked at French letters just a while ago. Why they call it French letters? And then it had a whole breakdown and stuff on the French letter thing and stuff like that. Whatever you're putting in the search, if you type in, do pharmaceutical companies get sued often for class action? You might have like 22 pages to search.
Right.
And that's probably just from 2022.
Right.
So it happens.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just to shut down the business, stop their business and stuff. A lot of the times, most of these meds are attached to bigger conglomerates. You make a new Viagra. Let's say Pfizer already stands by their Viagra. Let's say, who's that Tylenol? McNeil.
Okay.
McNeil, they're the company and stuff that own Tylenol. If they're like, you know what? Not your average. We like your new Viagra.
Right.
We don't have a Viagra type thing.
Right.
We're going to buy your shit. So when they buy it and stuff like that, they're going to offer you a good piece of change, but they know how they're going to market and make all this guap.
Right.
So now if they say like, warning, you take not your average Joe's new dick pill, you know, your dick might tap out and stuff for 5 more years sooner and stuff like that. Be like, I want to sue. I've been popping them things like they Skittles. And when a class action goes out, remember, they done made their money.
Yeah.
And much less, they have other accounts to tap into. They still have the Tylenol account money to tap into and everything like that. So they're looking like, yo, come after this drug, but we can do a settlement for a class action for like, let's say, a bill.
Yeah.
Depending on how many people took it, whatever, right? So that answers that.
Well, so this was his last InfoWars show.
On Wednesday, he was talking reckless. He's like, who has that money? Nobody paying that. That's what the man said. Like, and I'll say verbatim.
Yeah.
But I want to say the man said, "Yo, no one has that money."
Well, I'm just trying to think of like how, because
how are they gonna get it?
Well, and this is what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out like, because we know how this thing works, right? Like, your lawyer comes in, right? He says, "Listen, this is what's gonna happen, right? At some point, they're gonna find you guilty. We don't know how much they're gonna look for, but I suggest we start liquidating some assets." Start putting some stuff in some other family members' names and you know what I mean, start diversifying things, because when they come after you, they're going to come after you for everything. So you can't own anything, right? And as long as he doesn't own anything, they can come after the company, close the company down. But like I said, this is why you have corporations. That corporation's its own entity. Once they come after that corporation, they can no longer touch you. Right? So if they shut your corporation down, all right, move to whatever, Bali, retire, do whatever you do, and then just have whoever's got money in their name, funnel it to you some way, somehow. It happens all the time, and it's like different individuals. So I'm wondering now, has he put himself in a position like that
to win?
To win, because you got to know it was coming.
I don't doubt Alex Jones for doing that. If he did and stuff for her. I think the intelligent individual that I know he is. I don't think that's far off. It's already probably came, they saw, they conquered.
Well, I mean, listen, think about it. If I'm your lawyer and my sole source of income comes from you,
I need to get paid too.
I still need to get paid. So I got to tell you how to protect that money in order to keep me paid. So I'm pretty sure he's getting that advice.
So we'll see. I don't know. Like, I think this was just a wake-up call to let people know, like, yo, you have to stand by what you say because, you know, your actions, you know, these things, they will hold you accountable in some space, shape, or form.
Yeah.
The Sandy Hook thing, to me, was a tragedy. I would never think it was a hoax. I would never look to call it a hoax.
Right.
I think, and he said that about multiple mass shootings and stuff, right? And I don't know, like, how do you doctor some of these things where some people like actually like recording some of these footages and everything? Like you have to see.
You're talking about crisis actors and all these things.
Well, the one kid in Detroit, or out there in like I think Michigan, where his parents went on a run and stuff, whatever too, after he did the school shooting. Yeah, like there were kids in the classroom recording other kids going out the windows and trying to figure out where they're gonna go because they don't know where he may be going around the school shooting, and everything. So I'm like, you need a video to say like, okay, something like that, and be like, it's not a hoax. Like, people get shot in a school ground. Yeah, guns are not tolerated in school grounds in North America and everything. Like,
you know what his problem was?
Talk.
He didn't use allegedly.
Allegedly? Oh, that's the statement.
Yeah. You gotta use allegedly if you.
One of my favorite words.
You don't got anything to back it up. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You know, that's that 1 foot in the door. Keep the door open just in case.
Just in case. See? Words are powerful. Mm-hmm. Yo, it's okay. You think he can come back?
No, I don't think he can come back.
So there's just sinking ship. So Infowars.
Yeah.
So these are the last days of Infowars. So wait, these are the last days for Don Lemon. These are the last days for Trevor Noah.
It's a lot of last days.
The last days of
Alex Jones. Staples in our journalism community for such a long time.
You know, the Don Lemon aspect, I feel like I don't know him, but I just feel like he probably got tired. Yeah. He probably got tired and exhausted from just every week racial and gay topics. Yeah. It's just racial and gay topics. I want to say when it's something that's not along those lines, and he does like boast his opinion and stuff like that, I'm like, yes, this is why we like you. Yeah. This is why I like you. Yeah. And everything. But then when it goes, I'm like, I'm not saying racial problems don't exist. I'm a dark-skinned black dude, whatever. Like, I don't even have like long hair. I don't even, if they say talking black doesn't make you smart, I talk black. Right. I know racial issues exist. Yeah. I've gone through these things and stuff, whatever too, but I'm like, every time though? Yeah. Yeah. Imagine if we ran a podcast and all we did was talk about black issues, about racism and black. This shit would be daunting.
It would be.
I'd probably come out with an all-black outfit and the beret and stuff and like, yo, this is the last episode. We're new Black Panther party. Like, so I see his shit. Trevor Noah, can't really understand it too much, but Trevor, I have a beef with like people like Trevor Noah and John Oliver and everything like that because they're not from here or they're not from North America. Right. And when they get to talk about like the politics and everything and stuff, I'm like, your vote don't matter. No. Like, you know what I'm saying? No. So, but he made his time, and I feel like he's a more stand-up type of person. Yeah. And a lot of things, especially during the pandemic, has lost his luster. I think of Trevor Noah and stuff, the intelligent dude that I think he is, because I think he's very well versed and read. Yeah. I think he just jumped off a ship that he realized is sinking. Probably. Because I think with the Daily Show and stuff, he's on Daily Show for like 7 years now. Right. 7 years.
He took on right after Jon Stewart?
Jon Stewart.
Right.
Jon Stewart. And Jon Stewart still be thumping and doing shit, whatever, right? Like, you know, with the firefighters getting their rights and stuff for like the 9/11 stuff and everything like that. So he out here doing some shit. He can vote and, you know, some legislation, get legislation passed. Yeah. Trevor, you don't belong here. You're on a work visa. He making this money, these millions.
Talk to her, they might deport you back to UK.
No, he's from South Africa.
He's from South Africa?
South Africa.
So they can't even deport you back to UK.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he'd be straight though, because like
he'd be straight.
Him going around doing those little world tours and everything like that, then yeah. I think if Don Lemon switched over to like probably the YouTube thing and get to like an Oprah vibe.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he has now celebrity status.
Yeah,
where
he has good enough status, I think.
Well, he can speak to anybody and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Like if he's like, you know, I wouldn't mind having a conversation with, you know, whoever the hell, and then sit down and have that moment and on his own personal thing where he can speak about anything.
Right.
But I think if we're just looking at him and stuff as like, hey, you are the black guy for CNN.
Yeah.
We have you, Van, and there's that other dude, I forget his name and stuff. He's a newer guy, but it's kind of like, we need you to talk about issues with your people.
Yeah. You think that this what we're seeing could be a start of a new trend, like how where we seen artists no longer depending on record labels, realizing that they have a big enough buzz to go ahead and jump ship and then work on their own and do like their own thing?
Of course. I think so, but I feel like the check, if we're looking like kind of like the music thing,
Right.
if you sign to a record label,
Right.
or if you sign to a network, that check is a lot bigger than your independent stuff or your YouTube stuff,
Right.
right?
Right.
I think because they have to recognize that, okay, let's say NBC and stuff, for example. NBC, what's the Paramount, the NBC and Peacock, they have their things, whatever, right?
Right.
If that network or that channel and stuff happens to go like shut down, then that be that. Where they have to just adhere to like the label or the major figure and stuff's like words.
Right.
So if they're like, hey, guess what? CNN's going under. Everybody's off. They have to just hug that.
Yeah.
When they're doing independent and stuff, they just have to blame the platform because in any case, the platform, like, oh, if they have it on YouTube, is Dailymotion still out here?
Yes.
Dailymotion, Venmo, like
Venmo,
Venmo, yeah, those type of places and stuff, whatever. They're like, all right, YouTube's down, fuck it. I can redirect people and stuff to come here.
Right.
I can redirect people to go here.
Rumble's a lot of people are joining Rumble.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I said, there's other platforms that they have to move around and something and kind of have to do it on their own or their own team.
Right.
Compared to like the label, they do everything. They have people for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're like, oh shit, it's shut down and stuff for it. Or let's say like it's gone under. Fuck it, don't worry, we got you. We have a .com and we'll throw it up there on the .com and blah 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 and everything because the label got you,
Right.
The network got you.
Right.
You're independent. It's all on you and your team and the work.
Right.
So a lot of people don't want to do the work. Kind of like the ambition thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like Alex, he can do some shit, probably come back, but I think he's been canceled by a good amount of people.
Yeah, I don't think it. And if he does, it'll never be to the height that he was.
No.
Yeah. No.
No. People pick him up to kind of, I guess now why the buzz is there.
Right.
But he'll make some pocket money and stuff with that, right?
Right.
Because it's kind of
like a final tour. Like
yeah. Be like, yo, so
everybody
what happened? How'd you feel and stuff?
Right,
and everything.
everybody wants to
and
get
he'd probably
that
like, yo,
last-
I want 50 grand to come on your show.
Yeah.
And then make his change and stuff, whatever from there. Can you come back? Can a person come back after being canceled by the culture?
Yeah, I
Before we start with Alex,
yeah.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby, I feel he's too old.
There's an age requirement to this?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah because in order to make it come back in this day and age, you need social media presence.
Gotcha.
I don't think Bill is at the capacity, nor do I think he wants to have that type of presence to make that comeback. But you in this day and age, you have to have some sort of social media presence
to make a comeback. Gotcha.
And then I would look at if the bigger your personality is, I think the easier it is for you to make that comeback.
What do you mean by that?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Because people are willing to forget. People are, if you know what I mean, if you can, at the end of the day, if you can turn around and make me happy, I might just forget the bullshit that because the bullshit's in the past. Right?
And that's what I always feel like that when it came to like Lil Wayne. Now I'm not homophobic,
right?
But I always look at it stuff as where in my generation of rappers, we didn't have too many gay rappers.
No.
We had zero.
Yeah.
Either that or they were like low key. Like I think low key allegedly was Ja Rule, you know, with the whole thing that him being and other rappers and stuff being gay and everything allegedly.
Well, I mean, there was a period in the 90s where they hinted of a gay rapper, but nobody knew who it was because nobody would say whoever they were talking about.
Right.
You just knew that there was a gay rapper.
Right.
Right.
So now, with the photo that surfaced with Lil Wayne kissing Baby.
Right.
I was like, hey, yo. Okay, so all those rap lines that I hear about talk about like gay rappers, is this it? Is this it?
Is
this it?
Are we witnessing?
Are we witnessing?
Yeah,
Is this it? And then Lil Wayne would come out with like 3-4 albums after that, hits and smashes and stuff, and people just kind of forget the kissing moment. So I was looking like, I forget he kissed the man. That wasn't his father. Same man, he's kissing like, yo, I kissed you. I want my money. It was like,
yeah, man.
Bill,
I think
Alex can't. Can he? But he's InfoWars and he's on YouTube.
But that's what I'm saying. He can, but I don't think it'll be to the height.
Yeah, but he can.
Where he was before. Because
he's
still going to have, because believe it or not, yeah, he's gotten sued over what he says, but there's still people out there that believe like what he says. And they're still going to rock with him.
So, okay, what about, let's talk about Hockey Canada. Hockey Canada with the 8 players and the sexual assault stuff going on and everything. Those players, they know who they are.
Right.
And both leagues, well, both, I'm going to say the league, NHL itself.
Does the public know who they are?
Not as of yet.
Right.
But they leak and hinted towards other players and everything like that. And then what I seen, they said.
So there's names floating around of who could possibly be.
Because I think the woman involved into the case, because it was like 8 players at one time.
Right.
She knows, I think, or at the time she knew exactly who at least 2 or 3 of them were. And then the rest of them, she kind of learned going through the whole ordeal with the courts and the settlement and all that type of stuff, whatever. Right. And those players, like once they're outed? Once they're outed, you think they can come back? Because I feel like now, social media and these athletes and stuff in current times, they have a social media presence.
Yes.
Right?
They do.
I want to say like Instagram might show you like one side of their life, and then if they're on Twitter, then you might hear about their feelings or some shit like that.
Yeah. I tell you what, man. If I was one of those players, and I know there's a good potential of me being outed, I'll come out. I'll get ahead of it.
We said that before on the show. Like, do you get ahead of your own story?
Yeah, I would. Yes, I would definitely get ahead of this one, and be like, listen, I can't excuse my actions. This is what I did. I was wrong for doing it. Certain amount of years has passed. I've grown. I've learned this, that, and the third. Because at the end of the day, they're like, well, I mean, we speak about it all the time. We shouldn't hold people to their past, especially if they've changed.
Correct.
Right? And we should allow people that grace period to change. Because a lot of times, we've all done stupid, foolish things in our lifetime, right? That we possibly maybe thought about, or maybe not thought about it at the time of doing it. Now that we're older, we realize, no, that wasn't it, right? If you come ahead, if you get ahead of it, and express your remorse, then I feel like when your name does come out, or I feel like people will now start will give you time to let your healing process begin.
You think people? I was gonna ask him like, what athletes get grace from like work to iron out like their issues?
Listen, I don't know if it be so much as grace, moreover than the team itself as a business trying to separate you from their business.
Because you're fucking with their brand.
Yes. I can see that happening. Where they say, listen, there's too much heat on you right now. Sit 3 or 4 months in the season. Let this thing die off a bit. Once it's died off, then we'll bring you back in for the full. But right now, we can't have you here.
Deshaun Watson, man, Doug. I'm like, every time I'm looking for him, like, he'll come back and the Browns are just gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, do it.
And then I'm there chilling.
Yeah.
Even this week, I'm like, yeah, all right, count down and stuff, whatever. Hold off another few more weeks. Another accuser came out about the massage thing. I was like, come on. Like, J. Cole said a line in his song, was it Come Through and Chill? Man said, I've been more patient than a Browns fan. We've been too patient. We've been too patient.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, like, give me, like, if I was an athlete, I'd be like, yo, can I take some time to kind of iron out some shit with everything?
Right.
And then come back. You know, I know every game or every moment, everything is compensated and paid for.
Yeah.
From the training and all that type of stuff, I get that. But I'm like, give me some time to iron out some of this shit.
Yeah.
So I can just come back as like athlete for the athlete you paid for and stuff. Me personally, I don't. If you're an athlete, I pay you to do a job. I don't give a fuck what you do in your off time. But I guess people will still look like, no, this is part of our brand. It's hurting the brand.
And that's what I was gonna say. If it's gonna hurt their brand, then you're gonna get that time off, whether you want it or not. You understand? Because it's gonna be first and foremost, protect my brand, right? So
I'm gonna try and protect our podcast brand before you give me some release papers and shit like that.
In a situation like that, though, it's like, if I weigh the pros and cons. If I keep you on, I'm going to keep you on because you're going to win me a championship. And this is what I'm paying you for. Listen, unless it's something tragic, like you got a family member that passed away, this, that, and like, I'll give you that time. Like,
oh, so like bereavement time.
Yeah, I'll give you bereavement time. Of like your son real sick, family member real sick, they need you. I'll give you that. But if it's some bullshit that you pulled upon yourself, and I can still get away with it not affecting the overall brand, nigga, I paid you. You go and do your work.
But okay, so Tom Brady.
Right.
Tom Brady now, after the NFL season started, the divorce talk came up.
Okay.
Tom Brady, I don't know, allegedly, is the part of the reason why the divorce takes place, because he's looking like Giselle's like, yo, stay your ass home. Like, you don't want to stay home with me and everything, and the kids and the family? You want to go play football off every week and everything like that? Now, if I'm the Bucks, I need you to keep talking like you want to keep playing forever.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Now, if your family was crumbling and everything like that, should they give him like a grace period? Like, yo, boss, sort your shit out and then come back and stuff. Take like, a week or two off, handle shit much as you can, and then come back, whatever. Tom gotta go out there on the Sunday and still throw the football like there's no divorce pending and everything. Granted, City Boys are up because, like I said, he's gonna get this money.
Right.
Giselle makes more money than him.
I would because we're just starting off early in the season. I'd probably give him like 2 weeks.
Yeah, like I think like when you get into like week like 10, 11,
right?
Then you'd be like, nah, we can't give you that time and stuff. But if you're under because no,
I give him and you know what I mean. And at some point, you gotta test out your second quarterback, right? Because you gotta make sure if anything happens to the main one, do it as ready to fill in the role. So you know what? Okay. Take this time out to sort your life out.
And we'll play with
these 2 weeks. Make sure he's up to speed, so that way, if you ever go down anything, he knows what the program is. Right? Early on, I think they can
coach. I see you.
Yeah, I think they could give it to him early out. You know what I mean? But you're right. Like week 10, that man, we're in a position to to move up in the standings. We need you. This is what we paid you for.
Facts. Well said. Well said. Let's get to the question of the week, man.
Question of the week.
Question of the week. Marv clearing his throat for the describe.
Marv clears his throat as he gets ready to read the question of the week.
Question of the week. Could you give one of your exes some relationship advice?
I could give all my exes relationship advice.
Okay.
Whether they want to take it or not might be a different story.
Look into the camera later on them.
Listen, first advice, try and find another man like me. Guys, you missed out.
And I'm not cocky, I'm confident. If you tell me I'm the best, that's a compliment. Yo, that's your advice?
I'd be very skeptical in giving advice to my ex.
Why?
Because I mean, it's like, would you really want to take it from me? You know what I mean? I guess if we're friends, if like we're really good friends at that point.
I look at it as stuff as where, let's say you're exiting from said job. Right? Let's say you applied to another job and the job knows and you put your 2 weeks notice in and stuff like that, whatever, right? And then your soon-to-be former employer tells you like, yo, sometimes you get these moments at the beginning of the month where you're always so late. When you go to this new place and stuff, try to see if you can get there on time or hope the distance works better for you.
Right.
That's still advice.
Right, yeah.
So it's even something like that. Like,
okay, yeah. I thought you meant like relationship advice.
I mean, but you're still giving advice about because they're in probably a new relationship.
Yeah.
You're married off and living the high life.
Yeah. I don't know if they want to hear that from me though. You know what I mean? It's like they might grudge me in my high life, and I might just look like I'm rubbing it in because now all of a sudden I got this perfect woman who showed me the way. Yeah, think about these things first. You'd be like, so what you trying to say, nigga? You couldn't be so profound when you was with me. All of a sudden now you want somebody new and you want to come give me advice?
Growth and development. Though. You weren't the same person. Those have been years.
Marv, you think they really want to hear about growth and development at that point? Think of all your exes, Marv.
Let me see.
Think of all your exes, Marv.
So, okay. I don't have that many toxic type of exes. One, I haven't had that many girlfriends.
Okay.
I've dated a lot.
Right.
I've dated a lot.
Right.
But I haven't had that many girlfriends and stuff like that, right? And I look at it stuff as the advice that I would give to like the letter to my ex. And I would never write a letter to the exes. But
I would send no French letters.
No. They might insinuate some shit.
Yeah.
He's still trying to fuck me. I would tell one of my exes that self-love is the most important thing you should acquire. Because I think when self-love is kind of established, I think insecurities and stuff, they get diminished. They don't erase, but it gets diminished.
Right.
And I think with that, that's the start. That's the main advice I would give. Because there was times and stuff when I would be with set X before and everything like that. This is like it's not even my son's mom.
Okay.
This is like way with one ex. If a big booty Trudy chick walked in the room, it's like I get to stare. She's seen the chick and then she'll stare at me and stuff for her. Right. And then later, she did it like several times, stuff, whatever. She's like, this is way before the whole small booties matter type of shit, whatever. But she's like, is my ass big enough for you? I'm like, why would you say that?
Right.
Well, the chick that walked in the room, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
that's her.
Yeah.
This one, she had that ex stuff that has some jugs.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, you got a little poke out booty, but you got titties to kill.
Yeah.
She had 2 bee stings.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
Self-love.
Right.
I think self-love is that main thing and stuff, whatever. Because from there, so many things and stuff. And I think to other exes and stuff like that, different. They're minute, but I think like self-love will be an established thing across the board. So that's what I would say.
That's what you would say. Yeah.
Would you give?
There you have it. Yeah, if any exes is watching,
would you give a piece of sex advice to the ex?
Nah, hell no.
You scared?
Yes. Remember what I was doing.
He's like, no.
Just remember what I
Does
was
this
doing.
topic make you feel weary? Not your average. You feel like I like you about you. I never seen you squirm like this before.
No, and you know what because you know what the funny thing is, I don't have any bad relationships with any
you
of my.
smooth with everybody.
Yeah, I don't have any bad relationships with any
You
of my.
smooth with
exes.
everybody and stuff for them. Like
So-
I want to say, like even people approach me on the strength of you.
Yeah,
But that means you know you're I feel like you're a solid and stand up type of person.
Yeah.
And people don't know, or let's say they don't know me like that. They're like, oh shit, you're with Smooth, right?
Yeah.
Podcast? Yo, kill him up for me.
Yeah.
I'm such and such. And when I come to you, I'm like, Smooth, you know who? You're like, no, I don't know who the fuck that is. But that's what I'm saying. You're a stand-up dude to that point.
Right.
And I seen you even with people who you disagree with and you've clashed with and everything like that. And I could never tell the difference. Me,
Right.
you'll know, like I'm not fucking with that person. And I'll declare that, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're stand-up. So that's why I'm shocked why.
no, it's I'm bugging. I mean, like if they came to me with advice, I'd find it weird, but I'd give the advice. You know what I mean? And
What advice you think they would give you? You're not perfect. I am not perfect.
your eyes should have been open sooner. You know, they always gonna try and flip it. Come on.
Yes.
You missed a good thing. But I'm glad that now you see.
You think I think okay, well, the thing they might say to me and stuff is well, okay, one of my exes would say something that I'm not easy to talk to, and I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think tons of people talk to me. Tons of people tell me about their world that I don't really need to know about their world.
Yeah.
But she probably say like, make yourself less abrasive and all the above. But I'm just bold.
I would think what they would say to you is, not everything's a joke, Marv.
Yeah, I've gotten that.
Yeah.
I've gotten
I
that.
think that's the advice they would give to you. Not everything's
Okay.
a joke, Marv.
Okay. I think the advice your ex will probably give you and stuff for that probably be like, learn to give a fuck a little more.
Probably.
Yo, you nonchalant or some shit or whatever.
You're right.
I'm going out this door. Once I go out this door, I never come back. All right. I'm like, Sue, you don't care?
Yeah, that's probably the advice. It'd be a little bit more caring.
Yes. All right. All right.
Spot
See?
on.
Spot on. All right, man. Let's get to Axe of Sons and slide up, man.
All right.
First Axe of Sons comes from Thick Redhead. Epic name.
Okay.
What is something people brag about that they shouldn't?
Gallus. Being a gallus.
Man, not gallus.
Yeah.
And with that guy, the gallus song.
Because even if you are a gallus,
Mhm.
you probably not want other women to know, so you can continue being a gallus. Like I don't get that.
This shit used to bother me. So check this shit out. So now, there's times in my life where I was single and everything like that, right? And
Right.
I would multi-date.
Yeah.
I would multi-date until like something kind of locked in.
Yeah.
And if something didn't lock in, whatever, I'm just still meeting people and stuff. I'm looking for the person
Yeah.
that's a proper fit for me.
Right.
Right? And other people and stuff would see that and they were like, okay, ladies, man. Okay, charmer. I was like, that's in your world. Oh, so you don't think you're a lady? You don't think you're a gallus? I'm like, no.
Far from it.
I'm like, and you need to lower your tone because if that be the case, you're probably blocking the woman that might be for me.
There
She
you
might
go.
be hearing this
There
shit.
you go.
Yeah, I would never claim that title.
Yeah.
And anybody who claimed that, no. I think my thing is stuff that I don't like what people.
Oh, wait. Gallus means ladies, man. I forgot we must explain.
Yeah,
we must explain.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's the Jamaican,
Yes,
it's the
yes,
West
yes,
Indies.
yes.
The influence is heavy.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's people brag about how much whatever the hell costs on them or just in general,
Yeah.
whatever, right? Like if I've come here thousands of times and stuff, whatever, you're like, oh, the house is $1 million. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all of that, whatever, like, oh, you know how much that car costs? You know how much this? You know how much my jewels, my drip? I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That don't impress me.
That don't.
No.
That don't care. The next question comes from Sexy Wafu. Who is praised as a good person in human history but was actually evil? The only person I actually can think of right now is Pablo Picasso.
Explain.
Well, there was some documentary I seen and stuff one time. Well, it's weird. So I went from watching something about the Four Agreements,
Right.
and I think then they start going with like other things like related, YouTube related videos, and then you get that YouTube trap and everything. So things were just going right, and it's like the dark side of Pablo Picasso. I'm like, pardon?
Yeah, because it's cut you off guard, right? He's like, Picasso? Is he the one that got the ear bit, or is that Van Gogh?
Van Gogh.
Okay.
Van Gogh. So I started looking at some of the Picasso thing. They said that like, yo, this guy, I think he smoked. Like, play this. He would beat his woman.
Right.
He would beat his woman. And he divorced his first wife to marry somebody else to torture her. Like I heard he would out his cigarettes on her and everything like that. Like you ain't going nowhere. Or some shit like that. And everything. I was like, damn. But then again, I always feel like most of these art people and stuff, whatever, they're they're just a little different.
Yeah, a little different.
Different-ish and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, I got him. That's it. Who else?
I'm a throw
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka.
Yo, Oompa Loompas need to be free.
They need to be. They the slaves.
Yo,
they the slaves.
Oompa Loompas are slaves.
They were slaves.
Because I remember I read. So I loved that book, right? And then when they did the movie, that's a classic to me. And I remember like in the book, they're like, one of the kids' moms, is it Mike TV's mom? I can't remember, but one of the kids' moms was a history teacher, a geography teacher.
Right.
And she's like, where do Oompa Loompas come from? Oh, they come from blah, blah, blah shit. I never heard of that place before. I'm a geography teacher or whatever, right?
Right.
And you're like, you want to understand. And it's like, they only come out when he calls them. I was like, so you don't know where they're from.
Nah.
And they only come out when you call them. And you never seen them in the real world, like just like Oompa Loompas on a day off.
Cash, like they're spending their hard-earned money.
I don't like the look of it.
You're right.
No.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You need some explaining to do.
Yeah, some explaining.
I got Christopher Columbus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I mean,
the day?
for a good while there, we thought, he had found us a new place. to come settle in.
Well, and being a kid that grew up in America and everything with schooling and stuff like that, we knew Amerigo's Vespucci was the person that discovered. Right. Hence, North America, South America, Americas.
Right.
Christians brought the slaves, brought everything. It's not about who did it first, but who did it the best.
Who did it the best.
It's ruthless, but it's an ingenious thing.
Him and... Although I've never seen any information on it myself, but I've been hearing a lot of about Gandhi not being as nice of a person the world made him out to be.
Or Gandhi didn't like black people.
I've heard that. That's one of the things I heard, that he didn't like black people.
So I was like for the peaceful protests that he was about, that Martin Luther King kind of adopted,
right,
and everything. Did they meet?
I don't think they ever met.
They never met?
I don't think they ever met.
I'm just tripping and stuff. I'm thinking if I thought they met or something like that. But in any case, I know Martin Luther King adapted his peaceful protests.
Right.
I know he did that. And in Ghana, they used to have like Gandhi statue, like a Gandhi statue or statues of Gandhi.
Right.
Because of like some of his influence.
Yeah.
And they tore it down because when they found out that he was like racist and everything, those things had to go. That's all I heard about Gandhi and everything. Yeah. But for me personally, I'm not a fan of racists and rapists. Those type of people I can't understand too much. So I just realized stuff where I don't think I might come to a point where those things are acceptable to me. So I just they're in their world and I'm just dancing over here.
Fair.
Last one comes from EDM Sucks. Tell me, why does EDM suck next time? Like shit, that shit makes them go up. What is a necessary evil?
Unnecessary evil.
Air in the bag. Air in the chips bag. Because if there was no air in the bag, the bitches would be crushed.
We wouldn't have no whole chips, Steve.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a whole chips and stuff for them to kind of smash on. And taxes. Why do you think of taxes? No one wants to fuck with taxes, but taxes are supposed to do so much for where you live.
Yeah.
That's a necessary evil.
It's necessary evil.
It's necessary evil.
Taxes.
Never liked taxes. No.
Never understood it fully, and I think that's by design.
I think
they say it goes to fix here. It says it goes to fix here, and then fix there. But
you remember those old?
Really see the fixing.
Remember those old mazes and stuff that they used to solve the maze with the pen?
Right.
I feel like that's what taxes are and stuff for them. They're telling you go this way, that way to get to the end and stuff, whatever over here.
Yeah.
And then you realize the stuff that wasted so much time and fucking money and energy and shit like that. So when you get to the end, it's not like a big ass celebration and shit like that. Whatever. You're looking like, fuck.
We're here.
We live in Canada. Look at the taxes here, just in Ontario.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's heavy. Taxes is heavy, man.
Man, that's all I got this week. Anything to say before we get to the Soul State of Sons?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay,
we're good.
So let's hit them off with the Soul State of Sons for the week. Soul State of Sons for the week says, "Don't seek revenge. Rotten fruit will fall off in due time."
So says the Sons.
I feel like when it comes down to it, a lot of people are still trying to get even.
Yeah.
You don't really need to get even anymore and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think when you're even trying to get even, you're not really gonna get even. Like,
nah.
Look at the Alex Jones situation and stuff, right?
Right.
I feel like those people and stuff, they might find a way to tap in, but no.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a fair believer in karma, right? And then I always see it two ways, right? What could be happening to me or what has done to me could be a result of my own karma, right? And if that's the case, then I gotta own it, right? If it's not that, then there's karma out there for whoever the perpetrator is, and it'll reach them. So I don't gotta do nothing. I really ain't gotta do nothing. I should actually just concentrate on myself, because seeking revenge and putting your mind towards that does really nothing for you.
You're right. I was in a situation, so I got robbed in the 5th grade for my chain and bracelet, right? I went to the library, I got robbed, and...
Wow, what school did you go, man? 5th grade?
5th grade, man. 5th grade. Miami, man.
Wow.
But it wasn't... I want to say, okay, so the school I went to and stuff, if it's still there, Parkway Elementary, salute the Parkway, Road Runners.
Right.
But it wasn't there. It was actually at this other public library. It was at this public library, a little bit far.
So it was just in the hood. It was in the hood. Okay, all right.
It was in the hood. And when I walked out, I was doing my thing and stuff, whatever, and I was with a cousin of mine's, older cousin. So I had to go there. I had to do a paper on, like, I think dolphins and mammals or some shit like that, whatever. I remember, because I remember what killed me and stuff is I actually got an A on the paperwork. But leaving out library and everything like that, and there was like 3-4 dudes that I'm assuming they might be teenagers, because I was a little dude. I was like in the 4th, 5th grade. I'm walking out, and they look, but I just paid no attention and shit like that, whatever, right? And then I walked to the bus stop and stuff with my cousin, and there's like 3 or 4 of them. So when we're waiting for the bus to come through, meanwhile, I'm there. One dude rushed my cousin, and the same dude and stuff, he ran up on me. He's like, I never forget it to this day, because you don't forget these charming moments, whatever. He's like, hey, little nigga, give me your chain. So boom, he snatched the chain, and he popped off my bracelet and stuff, whatever. And then him and the other dude and stuff, like, other dude, grabbed me so I wouldn't run, and then they just took off running, right? And I was like, I was crying and stuff because like never been robbed before, whatever, right? And it kind of caught me off guard. And then, so, told my mom. I think police came, and they ended up going on the bus and all that type of stuff. And But like I said, I got an A on that paper and shit. So I put it behind me. I go back to Miami now to go visit now because the time I was living in Cleveland. But I go to Miami.
Right.
And I was there for like, I think like for like 2 weeks. And I had to get like a lineup or a haircut because I think it was like an event or something I was going to. So I went to the old barbershop that I remember going to.
Right.
When I went to the barbershop, I saw same dude and stuff, whatever. I'm in the chair. I saw same dude and stuff walk past like the shop and I saw his face. And I told the barber, like, yo, hold on. Cut the clippers and stuff, whatever, right? So he's like, what? And I got up and one of my boys was with me and stuff, whatever, right? Because he was going with me to the event.
Right.
And he's like, what? And I'm like, yo, that's the dude that robbed me and stuff, whatever, right? So he's like, for real? And I got up and I'm walking. I had the barber cape on and everything.
Yeah.
I was like 16, 17 at this time. I'm looking like, you're not about to walk away unscathed off of this. I don't give a fuck what kind of grown-ass man you are, right?
Yeah.
I go towards and shit like that. And when I get close enough to like to snatch him, whatever, somebody's like, "Why are you picking on the crackhead for?" And then all I saw was red, right? And then I took a whiff of him, like smell like he ain't washed his ass in like days and all that type of shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Rotten fruit would eventually fall off. So there was no reason for me to even put my hands on him and stuff. I grabbed him though. Yeah. That's all I did. And then when I realized, and he flinched and balled up, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. You're on part of your own destruction.
I was in a fight with a whole bunch of niggas defending a dude that I did not know wronged them. Right? And people were pissed I got caught up in it, right? Because again, stand-up dude, right? Everybody knows Smooth. Everybody knows Smooth's a good guy, right? So then I had like the amount of people who wanted to go like ride for me, right? And I was like, nah, you know what? It ain't even worth it. Just forget it. Even though I was like mad pissed, I was like, yo, this shouldn't have happened to me. This, that, and the third. But then when it was explained to me that, yo, it wasn't you, it was really the dude you was with. A lot of niggas ended up going to jail because of what he said, right? So it's like, that was his karma, right? So then I was like, me, wrong place, wrong time, right? So I didn't. So I looked at it. I didn't really just that and the third. But when the main dudes who was a part of it, it was always in my mind. It was like, if it was something different, you know what I mean? This, that, and the third. Years later, like I'm talking like years later. Same dude. He's coming home for a party, right? I guess he was drunk, tired. Ran off the road and hit a tree, killed himself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Karma.
And not to say that it was from what I did.
We're not to say that.
They're not, and I'm not saying, I'm just putting that there to say that you don't know what's happening in the future. And some battles you don't have to fight. And if the fruit's bad enough, it'll catch up.
It'll fall.
It'll catch up.
It'll fall. Yeah, so 130% agree to that. But yeah, lighter note.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
yeah,
it.
That's it.
That's it. Let's get happy again. Hey everybody. Thank you for listening to the Podical Sons on
Turn
this
that
week's
frown
episode.
upside down.
Exactly. Like, comment, subscribe.
The Podical Sons are smiling at the camera.
Damn right. Ding. Like, comment, subscribe.
All of that.
All of the above. YouTube. The platforms. Comment. We love it. We welcome the votes, the rates, everything. Please.
Everything.
Keep it moving. Good questions this week. Thank you. Appreciate it. Keep sending them more in. The more, the merrier. And once again, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. Remember, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits.
The Einstein quote. Peace.
The Podical Sons was not your average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.